Hello everyone and welcome to another devlog for Wars. It's me, Vector Game Dev. So in this devlog I'm going to be talking about the camera, the human animations, IK, and the addressables. So let's start off with the human animations. So I've been playing around with Blender to create some animations, and I've been developing animations on the stream as well as merging animations that already exist to match the motion that I want to achieve in my game. And the really important part of the animation is actually the IK. So the IK comes in to adjust the animations and make sure some motions have the correct positioning. So for example, in this project I'm using the aiming IK. So I turn the head and the aim of the character based on the target that the aim has. And also I'm doing a foot placement IK, which took a while to develop. But after researching and trying things out, I managed to get a version of it working. And there's still some adjustments that I need to make, but I'm pretty happy with the result. And I'll be showing the screen the example of the human character working with the IK. So the character animations are mainly for the human characters. I don't have any animations for the virus yet. I'm planning on adding them in the future. But the animations are probably going to be more related to the transform, so like scaling and rotating the shape of the virus rather than actually skeletal animations, which is what I'm using for the human characters. So the human characters have some basic animations. So for example, idle and running. So those are the two major animations. But for now, I only have one human character, which has a water gun. So the character is always holding the gun, and therefore the walking and the idle animations are blended with this holding the water gun animation as well. So that's basically the two animations that I have. I might need to add like falling, jumping, things like that in the future, but for now that's all I have. I'm still using the nav mesh controllers, so I'm probably not going to have jump anytime soon. If I decide to change that in the future, I might add the jump feature as well. Another quick note to add to the IK section. So if you're using the animation rigging, make sure on your transforms, on your hierarchy in Unity, you don't have two bones or two objects under the character with the same name, because that can generate some glitches. I'll have the glitches up on the screen right now so you can see. So make sure you have different names. Every object has to have a unique name. So just make sure you have that so you don't fall for the same mistakes that I did. So camera. The camera was pretty simple to implement, although I did some changes to make sure it actually works the way I want it to work. But I'm using Cinemachine. I also put a overlay on the screen so you can actually see the package. But basically I'm using a Cinemachine virtual camera that has a camera distance. I'll put on the screen the exact type of, I actually forgot the component, but I'll put on the screen the exact type of Cinemachine that I'm using. But so the way it works on my game is I have this distance, camera distance, and because of what I'm doing, I actually want to keep the same rotation. So I added a new script that actually rotates the camera based on the field of view. So if I change the field of view, I actually rotate the camera to keep the same look, even if I have characters in two separate ends of the screen. So yeah, the camera basically works in, it has multiple targets because it's a local multiplayer game. And basically it gets the average position and then it kind of zooms in or zooms out depending on the distance of the two characters. And with that script that I mentioned, I can actually rotate the camera to keep the same look, and it doesn't look different when I zoom out or zoom in. It looks pretty consistent throughout the local multiplayer game. The last thing I want to talk about is the addressables. So that was one of the hardest things that I had to do moving from the Game Jam version to this version, was to actually implement and edit the assets so I can support addressables. Addressables, for those who don't know, basically it's a new way of managing your assets in the game. So you can actually load, unload, download things from the cloud. So it's a new way of handling your assets. It's super easy to use. and that's why I'm using it. And the good thing about this is that I can actually package some assets to go with the game, and then I can have a version of the assets on the cloud, and then once the game is loaded and if there's a new version, I can download those assets from the cloud as well. And also I can manage the assets during runtime, so I can load a prefab and I can unload once I'm no longer using it, so I can free up memory instead of actually loading into the memory for the entire session of the game. The amount of work for the addressable system itself, it's minimum, but because I'm using the entire system that it's integrated with a bunch of other things that I'm doing, it took a while to actually go through everything and make sure that I'm loading the assets properly, not just referencing the assets in the project. So that took a while to actually go through everything and just fix those things. But if you're starting from the ground up with the addressables in mind, it's probably going to be super easy for you to do so, and I think it's definitely worth it. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. That's been the second devlog for ViewWars. If you want to check out more, make sure you check the links in the description. And I'm streaming every Tuesday and Friday on Twitch. It's Vector Game Dev. Go and check that. And if you want to see more videos about this, make sure you're subscribed. And yeah, that's it. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.